Okay, today we're going to be learning how to solve an equation and inequalities with variables on both sides of the equal sign or the inequality sign. So we're going to call this multi-step equations. So in 8th grade math, one of the things that you're responsible for knowing is how to solve an equation when you have a letter on both sides of the equal sign. So I'm going to give us an example here of 3x minus 43 equals 13 minus x. Okay, so write that down. And just like with regular equations, our goal is to get x by itself. Okay, so we want to get that variable by itself. And we're going to build a wall here in between so that you can see the different sides of the equation. And we want to get all the letters, all the variables. Our goal is to get them on this side. And the numbers, we want them on this side, okay? So you can see here that we have an x over here and a number over here, and we have an x over here and a number over here, okay? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to highlight the variables so you can see them easily, okay? And our first step is to try to get the variables on the same side. So just like in with regular equations, the way that we get something to the other side is we have to do the inverse operation, which is the opposite operation. So here we have minus x, and this is like understood as being a 1x, okay? We don't put the 1 in front when you write it out, but you can that it's understood that that means 1x. So then you're going to, since this is subtracting 1 from the 13, we want to get it off the 13 so that 13 is by itself. We're going to add 1x to both sides. Okay? When you do that, it now becomes, you can rewrite it, you add these up and it becomes 4x. These become 0, okay? So those cancel out. And now we're left with 4x minus 43 equals 13. Okay? So now we're back to the two-step problems there that you're used to seeing. Now we want to put the 43 onto the other side. Well, we can see right here it's being subtracted, so we're going to add 43 to both sides to get that off of the 4x over here and to get that number on the other side. So now this becomes 0 and they cancel out, and this becomes 56, okay, positive 56. So now if we rewrite our equation, we have 4x equals 56. Okay, so now how do we get this x by itself? We have to divide because it's being multiplied here, and we have to do the inverse. So we're going to divide each side by 4. 4 divided by 4 cancels out, that's just 1. So you have x equals, and then 56 divided by 4. So we go over here, set that up. This becomes 14, okay? So our answer is x equals 14. And I'm going to circle that. So you can see how that adds another step, because you have to first get all your variables to one side and then your numbers to the other. Then you start solving. So let's go ahead and write down our steps. Move all variables to the left side of equal or inequality sign. Okay, and you remember the way you move that is by performing the inverse operation. So like up here, since this is subtracting, we added to get it over there. And remember, you have to do it to both sides. Okay. And the second step is move all numbers to the right side of equal or inequality sign. And the reason I'm saying or inequality is that is these greater than or less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. That's an inequality sign. Okay? You've performed the same rules when you're solving these. And then solve to get variables alone. And then I'm going to put a little reminder down here. Don't forget to flip inequality sign if you multiply or divide by a negative number, which we did not do in our example, but we did see in class how you flip those signs. If it's greater than, you divide by a negative, or you multiply by a negative, you switch it, you flip it to be less than. Okay, so let's do one more example. Turn it over. Okay, so one more example. (6x minus 34 equals 18). Let's say is less than or equal to 18 plus 2x. Okay. Now we want to get all of our x's to the other side, so we're going to subtract this side by 2x, and then we get these cancel out, and you get 4x minus 34 is less than or equal to 18. Now we want to move the numbers to this side, so we're going to add 34 to each side. And you feel free to stop the video to catch up, okay? And so these cancel out, and you get 4x is less than or equal to 18 plus 34, which is 52. Okay? Now we can divide by 4 to both sides to get that x by itself. And you get x is less than or equal to 52 divided by 4, which is, I believe that's the same one we just did. Nope, it's 13. And that is your answer.